Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate it.
Of course, Mary. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. You'll notice we've got everybody's mics and cameras turned off as you're entering in. We're just trying to be cognizant of our bandwidth here so it doesn't get too slow on us. I wanted to say welcome one more time. My name is Ashley Hanlon. I'm the Membership Experience Coordinator here at the Colorado Mountain Club. We're really thrilled to have all of you here with us tonight. I am just here in the background operating our beautiful slideshow, as you can see by our wonderful image here today. The narrator and MC of this wonderful event tonight is going to be Miss Mary Bradley, who has been with the CMC for quite some time and is the knower of all things. So like I mentioned, please make sure to keep your cameras and microphones off. I will be monitoring the chat. So if there's any questions that pop up, feel free to ask them anytime throughout our meeting time tonight. Also, I will make sure to send our office phone number and email in the chat as well, in case there's anything that comes up a little bit later that you need questions answered about. And without further ado, Miss Mary Bradley.
Thank you so much, Ashley. And I must say, Ashley said that she's just the lady in the background, and I want to dispute that because she is the one that is my IT guru. I kind of got lost on the IT department. So without Ashley, this meeting wouldn't be happening tonight, or it'd be rather chaotic. So thank you very much, Ashley. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that all of you could join us tonight to learn about Colorado Mountain Club. And whether you've joined the club or you're looking at joining the club or just checking us out, seeing what we're all about, we're very glad that you could be with us tonight and join us on this beautiful spring evening that I guess is going to turn into full-time summer by Friday. They're saying our temperature is supposed to be 90 degrees almost. Go figure, that's Colorado for you. So that is kind of a good case in point in Colorado. Do be prepared for any type of weather. A week ago, we were getting ready for a snowstorm. So as we all know, Colorado can change. But again, welcome everybody. We're very glad that you could join us tonight. And hopefully you learn some stuff about the club and get enthused about trying some different stuff. So Colorado Mountain Club, new member orientation, and we are set to go on to our PowerPoint here. And there we go. Colorado Mountain Club. Well, we came into existence clear back in 1912. So we have been around for a little while, tongue-in-cheek, 1912, that's been a little while, so 100 and going strong. And the picture that you see there was our very first outing, and you would probably not guess from the picture, but these people are posed on rocks in what is now Cheeseman Park. So at that time, it was way out on the plains of the little town of Denver, the eastern plains of that. Now, as we know, Cheeseman Park is simply right in the middle of a very bustling Denver. So this was our very first outing, and they went and did some hiking and some rock climbing. So again, we've been around since 1912. We are currently at close to 7,000 members, and we have 11 groups throughout the state. When you become a member of Colorado Mountain Club, you are I call it the mothership, Colorado Mountain Club, and your group becomes Denver if you choose that as your home base. But Colorado Mountain Club simply means exactly that. We have different groups throughout the state. We have a chapter that is down in Colorado Springs. We have one in Pueblo. We have Northern Colorado. We have the Gore Range. We have Roaring Fork area, which is through Glenwood Springs down through Aspen. We have the Western Slope, and that's over in Grand Junction. Once you join Colorado Mountain Club, you're welcome and encouraged to participate in activities throughout the state with any of the groups. Our Denver group is our largest group. We have about 4,200 active members in that group. So you will see most of the people in our membership is within that Denver group. We have trained volunteer trip leaders and experienced co-hikers. That's one of the definite pluses and nice things about the Colorado Mountain Club. When you go out on a hike, a lot of your co-hikers that are with you have gone on multitudes of hikes with Colorado Mountain Club, or are working on actually becoming a trip leader. We have a lot of people that are very interested in that, and hopefully some of you attending tonight, that is something that you'll decide down the line that you want to do, is become a trip leader. Our volunteer trip leaders are very experienced. They also hold, in Colorado Mountain Club, we love acronyms, so they hold WUFA certificates. WUFA means Wilderness First Aid. So they are certified for out in hiking and backcountry if someone does get hurt or has slight mishap. They are trained with that. They receive other training too, how to be a good trip leader, how to spot wonderful opportunities for people to coordinate and get acquainted and do lots of fun things. So again, lots of wonderful experience and activities going on. Schools and courses. We also pride ourselves on providing lots of wonderful education to our members. We have, as I mentioned before, the WUFA, Wilderness First Aid. We offer that several times a year. For those of you that are looking at even more advanced medical training, we offer what is called WUFR, which is Wilderness First Aid. We also offer all sorts of different schools, whether it is spring, summer, and fall activities, or as you see here on the screen, they are looking at doing activities in the snow and in the winter. We have trips and events going 365 days a year, and so schools will be pointing in that direction, whether it's something that you want to do in the winter or something that you want to do in the summer. We also have an adventure travel program. We had to kind of put it on a hiatus for the last couple of years because of COVID. We are kicking it back off and dusting off the dust, so to speak, and getting ready to do a lot of adventure travel again. We have one trip that we are offering in July. Unfortunately, it is full, but I was talking with a friend and a fellow CMCer that will actually be going on it. They're going to the Italian Dolomites and going to do some hiking in July. So you can see up in the left-hand corner, this was a canoe float trip down through the Grand Canyon. In the lower left-hand corner, this was a trip that went to South America. And then over here on the right side was a climbing adventure over in Europe. All sorts of different types of adventure travel that you can do. Some of it will be hiking, some of it is sightseeing oriented, some of it, as you see there, is rock climbing, but it will definitely tell you that in the course description as to what they're going to be doing as far as the adventure travel. So again, you can take a look at that out on our calendar, or you can search within our cmc.org website and type in adventure travel to pull up that type of program and see what you think of the different offerings we have. Those will continue to be increasing as we see more and more things opening up and more travel. Well, we all love the outdoors. We love our beautiful state. We love our mountains. So in turn, we feel volunteers are working on maintaining and upgrading trails and also just protecting them. We always encourage people to please stay on trails. As you can see there, She is on a part of a trail that is coming off an offshoot there. But you see all these beautiful grasses and wildflowers. And we ask people just
Mary, we are losing you just a little bit. If you might want to reorient yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back. Thanks.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and on our next screen then, we'll see to you on my phone, so I'm probably causing a little bit of slowness and feedback, so I apologize here. Give back through volunteering. Well, our volunteers at Colorado Mountain Club are truly the heart and truly the pulse of our entire community, Colorado Mountain Club. Without our volunteers, we have very limited staffing. There's only about 15 of us, and our volunteers are the backbone of Colorado Mountain Club. If you're interested in participating in volunteering, we would really love to talk with you and have you volunteer. It is something that a lot of people find very rewarding. We have opportunities from volunteering on the conservation team, like you saw before, up to volunteering at some of our different events, up to volunteering with our youth education program. That tends to be a really popular one. People like working with the younger people, helping them learn about the outdoors, about climbing, about slacklining, about, we have a climbing wall at Golden, our office, so a lot of people help out with helping the kids learn how to climb on walls and do all the wall climbing and rock climbing. So again, volunteers are very important. We would love to have you. Just simply call us at the office or email either Ashley, her email, she's going to give that to you. It's Ashley Hanlon at cmc.org, or me, Mary Bradley at cmc.org, and we would love to talk to you. So again, thank you to all of our volunteers, and we hope to see you come volunteer at some point in time too. CMC member discounts, another advantage of being a CMC member. You get 20% off on all of our lovely CMC press books. We have all sorts of guides for going out and hiking or taking a look at wildflowers. We have a new press book that came out not quite a year ago. It came out last fall. It's called Wild Eats. It's been one of our most popular books. It talks about how to pack food for backpacking, or if you're going camping, or just how to prepare foods with wonderful recipes. I gave a copy of the book to one of my friends, and she said, "The heck with going camping or backpacking. I'm going to make some of these recipes out in my backyard in my fire pit." So all sorts of wonderful things that you can do. Discounts on over 100 outdoor gear brands through our provider, Expert Voice. And as you get into different activities with Colorado Mountain Club or even on your own, if you're out hiking, sometimes you learn that, oh, maybe I need the proper shoes. Maybe I need a backpack. Perhaps I need some rain gear in case I get caught out. Or I need skis, I need snowshoes, or you decide that you want to do some rock climbing and you need the proper equipment to do that. Expert Voice is going to be the place to take a look at so that you can get those discounts on getting your gear. We have discounts at local retailers and Colorado gear shops. We have a couple gear shops and retailers in Golden that participate with us. All you do is go in and say that you're a member of Colorado Mountain Club, and they'll help you with finding the proper gear and stuff that you need, and we'll give you a discount because you're a member of CMC. Special pricing on our schools, courses, and trips. The adventure travel is something that will be have some cost to it. So there's special pricing on that for a member versus a non-member. And then our youth adventure courses, if you have children that you want to enroll in perhaps a day camp, or they're doing some geological hiking or something like that where there might be some cost in it, you will get special discounts on that. We have lodging discounts throughout Colorado, and then you have access to 2 of our wonderful backcountry huts, Brainerd Cabin, which is up by Netherland with reservations. That part is becoming key. As you know, Denver and the Front Range is getting busier and busier with people. So unfortunately, you do have to have reservations. And then our Aristra hut, which we are in the process of redoing the roof on the cabin. So you do get the lodging discounts through them. And then one of the nice benefits also is the member pricing for our tickets. Our Banff Film Festival is one of our biggest events that we have. We usually try to hold it at the end of February or first part of March, and it's downtown Denver at the wonderful, beautiful old Paramount Theater. It's 3 nights of films. The films vary from 5 to 10 minutes long, everything from human interest stories up to really wonderful stories about human-powered activity, whether it's rock climbing, ice climbing. A couple of years ago, they had a story about a gentleman that was ski sailing across the Arctic. He had a parasail, and he was on skis, and then he had a sled that he pulled behind him that was attached behind him by ropes to his waist, and he used a parasail to literally ski across the ice. It was a very fascinating film, but all sorts of different activities. We have our Mountain Fest that will be coming up at the end of September up in Golden, so all sorts of wonderful discounts and things for you to partake in I can't talk tonight, I apologize, as a member of CMC. Here was the CMC Press that I was referring to earlier, and these are just a few of our titles that we have. The Colorado Trail that you see over in the left-hand corner is a popular book during the summer of people that actually would like to participate on hiking on that trail. It extends from Denver down diagonally across the state and goes down to Durango. There are different sections to the trail. To complete the trail in its entirety, a lot of people plan on spending about 5 to 6 weeks out on the trail. A lot of people simply say, I'm going to complete 1 or 2 sections this year. This book goes into great detail on each section, telling you where the nearest town is for you to maybe go to a post office to get a package that someone has mailed you with some dried food perhaps, or clean clothes, or some mail from home. So that tends to be a popular book, especially right at this time of year. The next one over to that, obviously very popular in the winter, the snowshoe routes. And then on the right-hand side, the best one, or the best, I can't talk, I apologize, people. The best front range hikes. I'm sorry, my tongue is tired from talking all day. That's one of the most popular ones we have, and a really good book if you want to get out and do some hikes just here in the Front Range area. So again, check us out online, cmc.org with that, or come into the office. We have all sorts of different books there that you can take a look at. Outdoor recreation, well, that's what we're known for. As you see here, these people are out on one of our snowshoe trips. And as you can see, it's a beautiful winter day like we can get in Colorado. Lots of beautiful, fluffy, fresh snow. And you can see that they are dressed for the outdoors. So even though it looks cold from the picture, they're probably doing pretty well as far as warmth. And then also, too, with them moving in the snowshoes, I'm sure they're generating some heat. But you can see it looks like a sunny day, and the snow on the trees doesn't get any better than that. So outdoor recreation, we do our skiing. We have backcountry skiing. We have the snowshoeing. We have all sorts of activities. And then during the summer, we have cycling with our different groups. We have Bobcats and Rocky Mountain Over the Hill Gang. We also have all sorts of hiking activities going on. So all sorts of different things. Best way to do that, to find out about that, is simply look at our calendar, which is, again, out on cmc.org. We have all sorts of specialty sections. Perhaps you say, you know what, I would really like to concentrate on mountain biking, or, you know, I'm of the age that I'm a little bit more mature, so maybe the Rocky Mountain Over the Hill Gang would be a good place for me to be. So we have all sorts of specialty sections that you can sign up for and participate in. One of our most popular ones is up there at the top, the backpacking one. Our photography section is very popular. They recently did a art showing in our building on the first floor of photography that they had taken. It was pretty amazing to see, because a lot of the photography was done with iPhones or Samsung phones. So they had done incredible work with the different phones with the photography. So again, lots of specialty sections that you can take a look at. Rocky Mountain Over the Hill Gang. It is a very popular group, and again, for those people of 50 years or older. And they tend to do most of their activities on weekdays so that they don't have to deal with the weekend traffic. Sorry, everybody, that I know all of us have been in that situation where we're kind of sitting on a parking lot on I-70. But they will go out during the week. And as you can see here, they've just summited one of the mountains. They tend to do things at a little bit slower pace. They will say in the description of the event what type of pace they're going to maintain. You know, we are going to hike 2 miles an hour, or it's going to be uphill. We've got 600-foot elevation gain or something like that, but they'll tell you about that. They have a section cost of $15 per year, and they do a lot of social activities, so that kind of helps the cost on the fee, helps offset some of their costs with their social events. It's a very good group with a lot of social activities. Bobcats, very similar. Anyone can join this. As you see here in the picture, they are meeting through the week, and you have usually a little bit older crowd, because those are usually the people that aren't working and can go through the week. But again, all people are welcome, and it's open to anyone and everyone. We encourage your participation in it. They're a little bit more challenging trips usually than you see with the Rocky Mountain Over the Hill Gang. So usually if this is something where you just want to go out and hike and maybe do a little bit more of a challenging hike, this might be a group that works well for you. Trailblazers, 21 to 40. This is also a very popular group. They're out tonight, as a matter of fact, afterwards to go to a local pub just to get acquainted and have a drink with each other. So Trailblazers are 21 to 40 years of age. There is no cost for this section, and if that is something that looks interesting, we highly encourage you to check them out and maybe participate with the Trailblazers. Backpacking section, again, this is one of our most popular sections. They're just getting ready to kick off their summer season of backpacking. They will be doing everything from a one-night, overnight backpacking trip up to 4 and 5 days out. One of the trips that they were looking at for later this summer was actually going up to Wyoming and backpacking into the Wind River Mountains, which are very, very beautiful up there. And they planned on probably doing that as a 4 to 5 day trip. So again, they will be out on our calendar. You just search under backpacking and you can take a look and see what activities they might have. We have very experienced trip leaders that will take you out, again, with their security and safety training. So very, very good group to be in. Backpacking, you join at a cost of $20 per year on the section dues. they do have some social activities that they're doing, so that $20 will help offset some of the cost then on the backpacking section. You get early notice of trips and presentation if you join that group, and then you get their newsletter. Again, they're getting ready to kick off their summer, so if this is something you're interested in, I would highly recommend as you're joining CMC to go ahead and get signed up immediately for backpacking so that you can participate in that too. CMC fly fishing section, their fly fishing schools are already underway, so this is probably not something that you could participate in until probably next spring at this point, but they do fly fishing trips. They take hikes and then go out to an area where they will go fly fishing. They have fly tying clinics. They do monthly speakers at their events, and they have different events. So wonderful section if you want to learn about fly fishing or you already are a fly fisher person. Denver group photo section. They have meetings and classes and photo hikes. They do a lot of the photo hikes. They tend to have the hikes not be at a hiking speed because, as we all know, I'm sure we've all been out hiking and we stop to take all these pictures. Well, you can't make a whole lot of distance if you're stopping to take constant pictures, but who doesn't want to if you come across some really cool columbines, or maybe you see some beautiful mushrooms out on a hike and you want to photograph them. So they're not about the hiking speed, more as what they're enjoying on the hike and what they're seeing to take photos of. They'll help you learn to capture better nature photographs or sky photographs with some of the different beautiful weather that you can see. They're all skill levels from beginners to professionals. So if this is something you're interested in, sign up for it. They do have a cost of $20 on this section also, just to let you know. Check out the CMC calendar. We've been talking about it. When you go out to our website, cmc.org, on our home page, about a quarter of the way down from the top, you will see a blue bar that has different sections on it that you can click on. The third one in from the left will be calendar, and that's where you go out to check all the different events that are going on within the CMC. I was telling a lady today, please don't think that if you checked on the first of the month on the calendar to see the events for the month, that was it. Events go on every day. Our trip leaders will put on events throughout the week, throughout the month. So we highly recommend that you check back frequently. As just today, I was looking on the calendar this morning. I was showing a new member how to access that. And then I looked later this afternoon, and since from this morning to tonight, since that time, there had been 8 more events added to the calendar. You get access to over 3,000 mountain adventures a year, and that includes Christmas. We have a lot of Christmas hikes that happen on Christmas Day, so kind of fun events to take a look at. Our hike classifications, we're kind of going away from this, but I kind of like telling people just to give you an idea of what we have in place as far as the hikes, so that you know maybe if this hike is something you want to participate in by the description. Our A hikes are usually our easiest hikes out of our groups of hikes, but please don't think, oh, easy means I'm just going to be walking around the block. As you can see there on a hike even, you can be going up to 8 miles round trip or gain up to 1,200 feet in elevation. A good example of that would be South Table Mountain right outside of Golden. The B hike you see there is Bergen Peak, up to 15 miles on the C hike. And the D hike might have technical elements. Again, as I said, we're kind of moving away from the classifications, but within the event that you clicked open to take a look at, your trip leader will be really good about putting in complete information as to what the hike is going to be about and all it's going to entail. So kind of use that as a guide as to whether you think this might be an appropriate hike for you. Also, too, feel free to reach out to the trip leader that put that event on the calendar. They will have their phone number and their email in there. They truly want to hear from you. If you have questions or you think, gosh, I don't know if this is something that's appropriate for me, reach out to them. That's what they're there for, and they encourage you to do that. This is kind of an example of our calendar. You can see that we're a little bit behind. This was August of 2021. This is our traditional calendar. We have it a little bit cut off down there at the bottom, but the view that you see down there, the top of it anyway, is our traditional calendar. And as an example, say that you were looking at something on August 4th. So you would pull up the calendar, you would take a look at August 4th, and there might be several different opportunities on that particular day. And you would just click into the one that you were interested in and learn about that and read that, and then maybe sign up from there. Over there on the right side, I'd like to point out, and we'll talk about it in just a second, you're going to see the little description and the little box that says list view. That's another way to look at our calendar. And on our next slide, we'll take a look at that. There is the list view. So now you are going by chronological date. So you can see, for instance, on August 16th, down a ways, Rocky Mountain Over the Hills cycling. They were going along Cherry Creek, the Highline Canal, Platte River Loop, and it says available tickets. What that means is they have 14 spots that are open as of the time that you click this open on the calendar. So you would simply click into the title. You can, all these titles are clickable. You would just go in there and register from there, or pull up the information for your trip leader and maybe get in contact with them if you had questions. So again, we're looking at the list view, and the other one was the calendar view. Again, things come on all the time, so take a look constantly. I highly recommend it. I just saw, like I said again today, several events come on today. If you do sign up for something and you find out that you're not going to be able to make it for whatever reason, new problems have come up, or some new event that you have to take participate in or take care of, we ask that you cancel as quickly as you can if you know that that's going to be the case, so that that would allow somebody else to go on that particular event. As you can see there on Ascending Hikes, the second one down, it's full and it's a standby list. So what that means is that they don't have any more room. You would go in and join the standby list. If someone does cancel out and you were on the list, it's a good possibility then that you would be able to join the trip. So we just ask everybody to be very courteous and mindful of each other. Now we've clicked into a particular event, so this is actually showing us the details on that event. So up at the top, we clicked into an event that was occurring on Sunday, August 29th. It was through the Denver group, so you know it's going to be local. Perhaps you saw an event out on the calendar that maybe that was over in Roaring Fork, which is Glenwood Springs, down through the Aspen area. It would say up there under the group, it would say Roaring Fork, and then it would have an event title. I saw one today that was through our Roaring Fork group. They're going on Sunday, they are going to do a bicycle, and they're going to bicycle through Aspen and look at several of the different bridges that are in the Aspen area. So she was actually really good in her trip description. She said, anybody joining us from the Front Range, please be mindful that you have a 4-hour drive ahead of you to come join us. So do keep that in mind. But again, on this one particularly, there is the new member hike. She's starting it at 8 o'clock. In this case, it's usually Robbie, one of our ladies, that does this. So this is Michael. It's free. It has 9 open tickets. It's a moderate A hike, and they say in there that you are going to be traveling for about 6.5 miles, and you're going to gain about 1,300 feet. And again, Michael's information is there in case you have questions. So this will give you a lot of good information as you look at your trip details. So I highly recommend that. Helpful trip tips. I think this is always reversed. The bottom one, have fun, should be on the top. That is one of our primary goals, is we want to go out, explore the wonderful state of Colorado, and have fun while we're doing that and enjoy each other's company. So I think that one should be at the top. Stay together on the trip. We are very, very mindful of no person left behind. Again, we're very safety conscious. So we are not going to go off and leave someone when we're on a hike. If you have a couple people that hike a lot quicker, we all stay together. You want to be respectful of your co-hikers and your leader. Most importantly, in the state, please leave no trace. Take everything back out, pack everything out that you took in with you. Use the wait list, but please don't double book so that other people can go on some of the other different activities that we have going on. Cancel if you can't attend. And trips from all CMC groups are open to members regardless, again, of your home base. Outdoor education, our courses, you see there that they are working with map and compass and a topo map. This is probably from our wilderness trekking school that they were talking about. So outdoor education we're very big on. We have joining us tonight our director of our CMC Youth Education Program, Stacy Halverson. She will be joining us, and she's going to be telling us and talking to us about our wonderful youth education program. So welcome, Stacy. We're glad to have you here.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you hear me okay? Hopefully. Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm the director of our youth education program. We have been around since 1999, so not as old as the club, but certainly around for a little while. We have programs year round. We have school programs during the school year where we go to schools and bring different environmental science programs or outdoor recreation programs. They come to us at the American Mountaineering Center, maybe for indoor rock climbing or slacklining, or we take them out onto the trails on hikes and do like wilderness survival and different activities. We're pretty busy. We often have school programs every single day. During the summer and winter breaks, we have camps for kids going into 1st through 12th grade. So if any of you are parents or know parents looking for summer camps, we actually do have a couple spots open this summer still in a few of our camps. And our camps are anything from rock climbing to hiking to backpacking, multi-sport camps, as well as exclusive rock climbing camps, all levels and ages. And we are going to be working on getting after school programs going in the fall. So that's something to look forward to. More family events. Maybe it's a family climb night. Those would be more on weekends or evenings. And that's something that we're just starting to get up going after COVID. Kind of shut things down for a little while, but now we're green light, go ahead in some more of those family programs. And also we're going to be starting a teen internship here in the next couple of months for teens in high school, looking to gain some skills, job skills and outdoor recreation, as well as some leadership development and maybe some college prep. That would be a program, a cohort-based program where they're coming after school or in the summer assisting with some of our summer camps. Our curriculum that we have for the school programs does align with state standards. We've found a lot with our schools lately that they're really just interested in team building and kids having fun. A lot of the kids we've worked with this past year, it was sometimes their first field trip since they didn't get to go on any field trips at all during COVID. So it's been great to kind of get things running and see all these kids having fun and learning outside of school. Those are kind of all the programs we have running right now. Does anyone have, actually, I think questions are at the end, but I'll be signing off here. So does anyone have any questions? You can put them in the chat or ask them. Great. Well, don't hesitate to reach out if you do have any questions. My email is Stacey, STACEYH @cmc.org. Thanks again for being here, and we look forward to seeing you out in the trails with our club.
If anyone thinks of
Thank you so much, Stacey.
I'll be sure to pass them on to Stacy as well.
Thank you, Ashley. We appreciate that. And thank you, Stacy, for joining us tonight. The youth education program is a wonderful program. And again, a wonderful place to volunteer if you enjoy being around kids and anything from the K to 12 up, and is your kids that you will be working with and your young people, and lots of wonderful, fun chances to be around the kids. So again, thank you, Stacy.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. I did forget to ask if there is anyone interested in volunteering. We're always looking for belayers, especially for our school programs, or if you have another skill set or interest, we're happy to plug in volunteers. Our volunteer application is on the website. We often do have instructor positions open as well. So if you're interested in teaching youth, we would love to meet you and maybe work with you.
Thank you, Stacy. We appreciate it. All right. Well, let's head on to Wilderness First Aid and Wilderness First Responder. There is the WUFA and the WOOFer that I was referring to earlier. We offer our WUFA class is the one that we will offer the most frequently. The WOOFer one is almost a week course, so we don't offer it quite as often. You gain your certification, and we have a lot of people that are involved in outdoor companies, or maybe their company participates in something that they will be doing something outdoors with in some capacity, and they need all sorts of certification. We can provide that certification for you. And again, our WUFA class is required to become a trip leader, and it will help you with all sorts of different outside activities, and hope to keep you safe. An introduction to hiking safety in education. This is one of our most popular one-night seminar courses that we offer. And you spend about 3 hours, about 2.5 to 3 hours, with a wonderful gentleman named Art Hoagling, and he is joining us tonight. So Art, take it away, please.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Colorado for many of you, and welcome to the Colorado Mountain Club. I'm Art Hoagling. I'm the director of the Hiking Safety Seminar. And Mary mentioned it's a one-night class, but we're trying an experiment. We're going to do it on a Saturday. And so the next time this class comes up is Saturday, June 25th, and it'll be at 10 a.m. at the Colorado Mountain Club headquarters in the Foss Auditorium. And hopefully it's something you might want to think about attending. It's Colorado is sort of a very unique place. Many of you are from other parts of the country, and you probably have some really good outdoor experience. But we have some unique things going here in Colorado, and that's what we try to educate everybody on in this course. If you think about it, we have high altitude. Colorado is the highest of the 48 states and continental United States. We have very unique mountain weather. It can snow year-round in Colorado. In the winter, we actually get a thing called thunder snow. So we have some unique weather here. We are the third highest state in the country for amount of lightning deaths that can occur. So we'll teach you skills on how to deal with that and be safe in lightning. We have tremendous temperature swings that you probably noticed. Last year, my wife and I were on a camping trip, and it was 85 degrees during the day, and at night it was 28 degrees. So we have tremendous swings of temperature here to be alert to. We also have predator animals. We have mountain lions, we have bears, we have moose. The Colorado Parks and Wildlife Department declared that Colorado's moose are the most dangerous animals in the state. So they're kind of funny looking, and we think of them like bullwinkle, but they're very, very, very dangerous. So we'll teach you a lot of skills on how to deal with wild animals. So we cover moose. We've added wolves to our curriculum. Colorado now has wolves, not very many, and they're not particularly dangerous, but it's something people need to be alert to. It's something new for us. And then we cover non-predatory animals that might be a problem for you too, like rattlesnakes. So it's the kind of thing we do. We have very excellent instructors. For example, the animal section is usually taught by one of the naturalists from Rocky Mountain National Park. So they have some excellent skills. We talk about how not to get lost and how to survive overnight if you do get lost. Forest fires are a huge issue in Colorado and in the West, as you can imagine. So we teach you how to survive forest fires. And we also teach you when to call search and rescue or how to self-rescue if possible. Colorado, there was a major study done by Colorado Parks and Wildlife, came out this February, and it determined that Colorado had the highest number of search and rescue call-outs of any state in the country. So there are some real dangers out there. The wilderness is an awesome place, and it can have life-changing experience, but it can also be something that can be troubling if you're not prepared for it. So this class will give you a great head start in safety skills. We have kind of three audiences we aim for and we work for. One are folks who are very experienced, but who want a refresher. We had a lady in our class last year who had been a club member for 50 years. You'd think she would know everything, but she came up to us after class and thanked us and said she had learned a lot of new things. So we try to keep our material very, very up to date. I think it's as up to date as you'll find it anywhere. So even if you are experienced, you might want a refresher, it's a good class. It's also great for new people to the state. Again, we cover things that are unique to Colorado. It's also a great class for folks who are new to Colorado Mountain Club. It will help you learn some of the language we use and some of our safety systems and protocols. So when you do get out on the trips with the club, you'll fit in very well and be very comfortable with the things we're doing. So we hope you can join us. Again, our next class is June 25th. That's a Saturday. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Art. I can personally attest this is a wonderful one day or night seminar. I've gone to it several times just to meet and greet members and talk to the instructors, and I learn something every time I go. Plus, it's just very interesting to sit and listen to the presentations because these guys really know their stuff, and you'll learn something each time. I guarantee it. I believe, don't quote me, I believe our next session after the June one will be July 19th. It will go back to being a night seminar, but as Art was saying, this is the first time that we've been able to hold one on a Saturday. So a lot of people that are working say, you know, the night one, it sounds interesting, but I don't think I can get there, or gee, I'm tired after work. So the Saturday one might work out to be very beneficial for you to come to. So we highly recommend it. So please come join us. It will be on the calendar, so you just click into the event and sign up to the Intro to Hiking Safety through the calendar. Day Hiker School. This is a school that we offer as an alternative to our wilderness trekking school. The reason being is a lot of people, again, they are working or have a rigid schedule that they might not be able to come to the trekking school, which is held in the evening, and it's held for 5 consecutive Tuesday nights. It's in process right now. In fact, it's getting ready to finish up, and then they will be starting on their field days. So a lot of people say, gosh, I really want to get out and learn about this stuff, but I just can't devote that time to it. So the Day Hiker School came about because of that. It meets the WTS prerequisite for a lot of our other schools. So if you are looking at going on to a lot of the other schools, Day Hiker will meet that prerequisite. It's segment-based. You're going to do it at your own pace, at your own time, so as you can. There are online classes, and then there are going to be in-person field days. So we have several people that have now completed this program, And we've received a lot of real positive feedback from them that said, thank you so much. This finally gave me the opportunity to take something similar to the Wilderness Trekking School, but I just couldn't devote those Tuesday nights. So thank you for coming up with this. This has been wonderful. It's for all skill levels, the new hikers up to experienced hikers that just want to refresh their skills. To enroll, you're going to want to contact Mike O'Connor. You see down there on the screen his email address or his phone number. Or you can let Ashley or myself know, and we'll get you in contact with Mike. But again, this is a wonderful school, and we highly recommend it. It will, again, give you the credentials to go on to some of our other classes that require some of the prerequisites. Wilderness Trekking School, as I was just saying, our spring session is just now getting ready to finish up, and then they will be starting their field days. We hold this twice a year. We have a spring session and a fall session. You learn about proper gear for being out in hiking or backpacking or trekking type of scenarios. You learn about nutrition. One of my favorites is the map and compass skills. So a lot of people kind of look at me and go, oh, Mary, you know, you've got your cell phone. Why aren't you just using your GPS? Well, guess what? GPSs don't work so well on cell phones when you're in a deep canyon, or a lot of times when you're on top of a 14er or a 13er. You may not have cell phone coverage, and all of a sudden you may find yourself very, very lost. Map and compass skills, as old-fashioned as it sounds, may be something at some point in time in your life that keeps you safe and keeps you from getting lost. Weather, we have Chris Spears from Channel 4 that will come in and talk and do a session on weather, how to anticipate and handle approaching storms with lightning and possible snow in July. I've seen it. I've been in it. How to handle an unexpected night or emergency in the backcountry. Snow travel and avalanche awareness, how to be mindful of that. We also do offer avalanche schools, so we can go more in depth and that type of learning, and that is something where you think you will be out in the backcountry a lot. This training, the avalanche awareness, will just give you the knowledge to be, again, aware of it. Leave no trace practices, we talked about that before, but this is something that's very, very important and, again, very near and dear to our heart. So how do you best accomplish leaving no traces? Backpacking school, that is getting underway next week. It's offered once a year. It is full for this year, but you do learn the skills necessary to safely backpack in the Colorado mountains, best practices on to keep your trip going as planned, and have a good time instead of being miserable. You're going to meet others with similar interests, so maybe you gain some new friends that you go backpacking with. You see over there on the right side all the different topics that you're going to be talking about, how to filtrate water, cooking and nutrition. We were talking about the Wild Eats book earlier about backpacking and cooking with all the ingredients that you've brought with us. Again, the backpacking school, I apologize. I'm talking to you about it and then telling you, oh, it's already full for the year. But be mindful of it and keep it in mind. And perhaps it's a school that you take next year. Or in the meantime, you take the Intro to Hiking Safety and the Wilderness Trekking School until you've gained the necessary and wanted skills through those. Our technical climbing schools, as you can see right there at the top, the prerequisites, you can see there is Wilderness Trekking School, Day Hiker School, Backpacking School right there. Those are the ones that you're going to want to take to go on to completing some of the other courses that you see here. Maybe it's always been a wild dream of yours to learn how to ice climb. Well, that's a class that we offer. You see it over there on the right side in the little blue button. Or maybe you want to do some rock climbing or something else, advanced snow, where you're learning to navigate in snow conditions. All these courses are offered. It's offered through our technical climbing school. But again, you can see right up there your prerequisites of what you need to do. and then you would go ahead and sign up for the schools from there. High altitude mountaineering, we do offer some courses on that. Isn't this a spectacular picture? I never get tired of seeing this beautiful picture. You can see right there in the middle, the bowl where there is a glacier. So you have the potential to be traveling across the glacier, or even the potential, some of the slopes that you see there, that you might be encountering some avalanches. So high altitude mountaineering will teach you the skills to be safe in these type of kind of extreme conditions, but as you can see, absolutely stunningly beautiful conditions to be in also. Ascending Hike Series. This is a new series that we've put in place last year and now this year again. A lot of people come to us and say, you know what? I have never had the chance to summit a 14er. I want that to be one of my goals, but I've never hiked that much. I don't even know what to do. We are going to start you out with an easy grade A hike, and you can see there it's going to be 0 to 4 miles. And we're going to progress through a series of hikes that you're going to more difficult hikes up to difficult grade B hikes, and you're going to gain anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 feet elevation, and get you prepared for something that 14er. That is one of the goals of this series. You do the 14er usually the second or third week of September. You have to be careful because you have impending weather that can happen at that point, possible snow, but usually they try to shoot for that time frame, as that tends to be a beautiful time to be up in the mountains with the aspen starting, and you don't have quite the heat of the summer, but it's still warm enough that it's not a dangerous situation to be in. As you can see, go out to the calendar, and in the search box, simply type in Ascending Hikes to find out more information about that. Outdoor conservation, again, we're very, very proud of the conservation that we do, and we're very, very determined that we give back to this beautiful state. So that's something that's very important to us. We have different conservation projects. We have stewardship crews and snow rangers that are in our different areas. Our stewardship crews will go out and work on the trails. You see there on the right side pictures of a couple people from the trail crews. We have wilderness legislation that we feel strongly about, that we participate in. We write to our senators, our representatives, to tell them how important this is. Action alerts, we sign up online to get alerts. Our new CMC RIMS mobile app, you can just type in RIMS to pull up the app and get that on your phone. You collect data while you're hiking, and that data is then downloaded to go to our Forest Service and different professional people. Maybe you're making them aware that there has been a rock slide that has come across a hiking trail. So they are appreciative of that information. Everyone is short-handed. They can't get out to be everywhere. So your eyes and ears suddenly become their information as to that they might have problems with the trail. So lots of different conservation stuff. We need all sorts of volunteers within our conservation projects. So if that is something that you're interested in, please check that out and get in touch with us, and we'll get you in touch with the conservation people. Well, thank you for hanging in there with us tonight. We are coming down the finish line now. We're just about done. Check us out. We have a Facebook page, and you just go out to Colorado Mountain Club. Our Trailblazer group, they have their own Facebook page. You can see there the information that you want to type in. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. So please check us out and give us a call at the office or email both Ashley or myself, and we would be happy to help you at whatever information that we can and get that information to you and help you sign up, or just welcome you to Colorado Mountain Club. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thanks again, you guys. I did pop our phone and email in the chat for you guys to reach out to us. For those of you asking about the Fort Collins group, that's actually they're called the Northern Colorado group. So that's what you would search on our website or in the calendar to find events. They actually are a fairly active group. So to both Wendy and Janelle, just searching for Northern Colorado as opposed to just Fort Collins, that encompasses Berthoud and Loveland and some further out east count like areas in Weld County, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that answers your question there. I'll stay on for another 2 minutes or so if anyone else has other questions. But ultimately, thanks, Mary, for a great presentation. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Thank you to everybody. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Elijah asked here about using prior experience. That is absolutely something that can be applied. If you feel that your prior experience would kind of qualify you to pass those some of prerequisite classes like wilderness trekking school, backpacking school, day hiker school, things like that. That's a conversation with the leaders and the directors of the schools. So when you find the school that you're interested in, just reach out to them via email. They'll have their own personal email accounts, and you can kind of get started with that prerequisite discussion with them. Thanks, Elijah. I appreciate the question.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Any other questions, anyone?
Looking to see.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Greg. All right, Mary, it looks like we've got one more friend in here, Braden, but I think we probably are going to wrap up here. So
Sounds good.
I'll get that recording up online here pretty soon, but thanks so much, Mary. Awesome job.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Ashley. A big hug to you tomorrow, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of
All right,
course.
take care and enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, will do.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.